Alright, students, let's go ahead and now revise the next chapter. The next chapter is nature of supply. Let's go ahead and take a quick linking of the chapter. We started learning GST with goods or service. Goods or service has to be supplied. Supply can be either interstate supply or supply can be either intrastate. Interstate supply, IGST will be levied. Intrastate, everyone, CGST will be levied. Everyone over here. Good section number 252, services section number 2102, goods supply section number 7, supply section number 8 of the CGST Act. Here, interstate supply is section number 7 of the IGST Act, and intrastate is section number 8 of the IGST Act. Let's go ahead and now learn about what is inter and what is intra. Basically, we are going to learn about the nature of supply. When we learn the chapter of nature of supply, we are learning the IGST Act. Nature of supply. Sir, first thing first, I want you to guys to remember what do you mean by India? Sir, India means the territory of India. Sir, India means me, the territory of India. Then you go ahead and see the territorial waters of India up to 12 nautical mile. That is the territorial waters of India. Below the territorial waters of India, the seabed and subsoil is also India. After that, the exclusive economic zone. Below that, the continental shelf. Above me, the airspace. Above the territorial water, the airspace, but not this airspace. Right, everyone? Remember, what is India, everyone? India means here over here. India means the territory of India, territorial waters of India. Below that, the seabed and subsoil. After that, the continental shelf. Above it, the exclusive economic zone, and above me, above the territory, whatever airspace is there, and above the territorial water, whatever the airspace is there, that will be India. The airspace above the exclusive economic zone is not India. Remember, can I go ahead, everyone? So we went ahead and learned about India. Now GST is applicable in the taxable territory, and the taxable territory is India. Now, whenever we go ahead and do supply, always remember supplies are of two types: interstate supply and intrastate supply. Interstate supply is section number 7 and intrastate is section number 8. Sir, interstate supply may section number 7.1 and section number 7.3. Section number 7.1 goes ahead and says, first determine the place of supply by applying section number 10. And the place of supply you have determined by applying section number 10 of the IGST Act. If it is supply of goods का case, then section number 7.1 says location of supplier and place of supplier in two different states, two different UT, one state and one UT. It will always be interstate supply, and the interstate supply may what comes, everyone? IGST. People smile. Can I go ahead, everyone? The next one over here is section number 7.3, which goes ahead and says subject to the provision of section number 12, means first find out the place of supply by applying section number 12 of the IGST Act. Now, if supply of service ka case is there, where location of supplier and the place of supplier in two different states, two different UT, one state and one UT, it is always interstate. And what will come, everyone? IGST. Section number 7.2 and section number 7.4. Section number 7.2 says whenever you import goods till they cross the custom frontier, means till they cross the custom boundary, it is always interstate supply. Importation of service doesn't have boundaries, so importation of service is also interstate supply. Importation of goods or importation of service, both are interstate supply. Then we have section number 7.5, which goes in and says supply of goods or service or both whenever location of supply is in India and place of supply is outside India. Our location of supply is in India, place of supply is outside India. It is always what, everyone? Interstate supply. It is not export, because export ke liye you should first fall in the definition of exports. Export ka definition goes ahead and says that, sir, see Baba, supply is in India, place of supply is outside India. That is what? Interstate supply. Interstate supply, IGST will come. But sir, I want to term it as export. Baba, for something to become export, sir, export of goods means taking the goods from India outside India. Just you are in India, the place of supply is outside India. Baba, the goods should also go outside India. Remember only one thing. Export of goods means taking of goods from India outside India, then only it is export of goods. And export of goods is interstate supply. Can I go ahead, everyone? Sir, what is export of service? Export of service means any service when location of supply is in India and place of supply is outside India, then so it is inter. But supply is in India, recipient is outside India, place of supply is outside India. What you are receiving is foreign convertible currency. Baba, you have to talk with me. And in case of Nepal and Bhutan, wherever permitted by the RBI, INR also can be released, and we both are not mere establishment of distinct person. Means we should be actual different person. Only then it will be become what everyone export of service. Then I went ahead and told you, sir, supply of goods, services, or both. Whenever it is supplying to or supply by an SEZ unit, you are supplying to or SEZ is supplying. Then Baba, always remember, supply to or by an SEZ unit or developer is always interstate supply. Sir, whenever a transaction happens, whenever supply of goods, services, or both happens in the taxable territory, means India, in the taxable territory, any transaction happens and it is not intra and it is not covered anywhere else, Baba, which does not belong to anyone, it always belongs to 75C, which says it will always be interstate and IGST will come. Now we went ahead and learned section number 8, which went ahead and told section number 8.1 talks about supply of goods, which says please find out the place of supply by applying section number 10. And now if supply of goods ka case mein location of supply and place of supply in the same state, same union territory, it is always intrastate. And intrastate pe what will you charge everyone? CGST, SGST and CGST, UTGST, right everyone? There is a proviso which goes ahead and says following shall not be intra. What is not intra, everyone? Supply of goods to or by an SEZ is not intra because it is always interstate supply. Can I go ahead, everyone? Importation of goods till they cross the custom frontier is never intra because it will always be interstate supply. Then they are telling if you go ahead and supply to a tourist, what? Goods. Always remember, supplying to a tourist under section number 15 of the IGST Act, tourist is defined. And when you are supplying to a tourist goods, always remember, it is what, everyone? Interstate supply. Can I go ahead, everyone? The next one over here is subject to provision of section number 12, supply of service where location of supply and place of supply in the same state, same union territory. Service ka case mein also, it is always what, everyone? Intrastate. And what will come, everyone? CGST and SGST or CGST and UTGST. Sir, one proviso says supply of service to or by SEZ unit shall not be intra because it is always interstate. Supply of goods or service to an SEZ unit or by an SEZ unit is always what, everyone? Interstate, and it is never intra. Can I go ahead? Now everyone over here. Sir, supply is in India, recipient is outside India, place of supply is outside India, you are receiving foreign convertible currency, but you should not be mere establishment of distinct person. Sir, what do you mean by a distinct person? They went ahead and told under section number 8, there's an explanation number 1 and explanation number 2, which goes ahead and says a person has one establishment in India, one establishment outside India. If I have one establishment in India, one outside India, then always that establishment will be deemed as establishment of, both will be deemed as establishment of distinct person. I have one establishment in one state and another establishment outside the state or UT, then always remember that will also be an establishment of distinct person. One in India, one outside India, one in one state, one is outside the state. Always both are establishment of distinct person. I have one establishment in a state and another establishment also within the state and both are registered. Always remember one thing, in that scenario also they are establishment of different person, that is distinct person. Sir, how will I be deemed to carry out business? Means how will I say that, sir, I have an establishment outside India? Basically, a person will be deemed to be carrying on business through a branch. A person carrying on business through a branch, agency, representational office in any territory, it will be deemed to have an establishment in that territory. So if I have one branch outside India, it will be deemed that I have an establishment outside India. And if I receive any money from them, it will not be export of service, because if you are mere establishment of distinct person and you are receiving money, then it will not be an export of service. Are we clear, everyone? When it is export of service, supply is in India, recipient is outside India. Everyone with me, place of supply is outside India. What you are receiving is foreign convertible currency, and you both are not mere establishment of distinct person. You are actual different distinct person. Only then it will be an export of service. Can I go ahead, everyone? Everyone over here now. Sir, what is the benefit of export? Always remember one thing. If your transaction comes under export, exports are always zero-rated supply. What do you mean by zero-rated supply, everyone? Zero-rated supply, government says zero-rate is nothing other than a benefit. Zero rate is nothing other than a benefit. Your buying to selling ka whole chain will be made zero rated. Sir, if I go ahead and export, section number 18, 16, section number 16, 1A says, section number 16 of the IGST Act it is. Section number 16 says, if you go ahead and export goods, services or both. Export of goods means taking from India outside India, and export of service has a definition. If you are falling under exports, always remember one thing. Your activity will be termed as what, everyone? If export activity you have done, it will be always zero rated supply. Always remember, if you are doing zero rated supply, two ways government have found out to make it zero rated. Number one is you go ahead and give an LUT or bond, and whatever ITC is there relating to that supply, when you are giving LUT or bond, you will not pay GST. And whatever ITC relating to that supply, ITC ka refund will be given to you, and you can take a refund. ITC will be given and you can take a refund of that. Can I go ahead, everyone? You can export on LUT or bond without paying IGST, and refund of unutilized ITC will be given. Second way, sir, I went ahead and exported. I did not give LUT or bond. I paid IGST. To pay the IGST, you use ITC and pay the remaining through your e-cash ledger. The whole of IGST ka refund will be given to you. Are we clear? So what are the two ways to make it zero rated? Number one, give LUT or bond. Don't pay IGST. Take ITC ka refund. Number two, everyone, pay IGST and take the refund of that IGST which is paid. Pay such IGST and take a pay IGST and Baba take a refund of the IGST. What is the second supply? Baba, always remember one thing: supplying to an SEZ, supply by an SEZ. Both are what, everyone? Both are interstate supply. Now SEZ ka main work is to go ahead and export. So SEZ went ahead and told, sir, when people are supplying to me, they are charging GST. Tell them not to charge me GST. No, sir. So government went ahead and told Ramesh, when you go ahead and supply to SEZ, your supply is also zero rated supply. Are we clear? Give an LUT or bond, take your ITC ka refund, or pay IGST and take that IGST ka refund. Are we clear, everyone? Don't charge anything to the SEZ. Are we clear? So when I go ahead and supply to the SEZ unit or developer, that is also zero rated supply. So two ways of making is zero rated supply. When you are supplying to an SEZ, Baba, supply by an SEZ is interstate supply, and IGST will come. Export by an SEZ, that is also export by anyone is anyway zero rated supply. But when you are supplying to an SEZ, if I supply to an SEZ, I can also go ahead and claim the benefit of zero rated supply. Are we all clear till here? Now the next one over here is section number 16.2, which goes ahead and says subject to 17.5, means if the credit is blocked under section number 17.5, then forget it. But sir, if it is not blocked, supposingly I bought plastic side made plastic bangles, and if I sell in India, plastic bangles are exempted. When it is exempted, I don't get ITC. But if the same plastic bangle I went go ahead and export, Baba, remember one thing: if you go ahead and export, ITC will be given to you, and you can claim a refund of that. Subject to section number 17.5, ITC will be available for making zero rated supply, even though that supply is exempt supply. The next one over here is section number 9, which goes ahead and says supply in the territorial waters of India. So if you are going ahead and supplying in the territorial waters of India, the place of supply will be deemed to be the nearest coastal state. Sir, if the supply is in the territorial waters of India, Baba, supplier takes registration in the nearest coastal state. So supplier location is always deemed to be the nearest coastal state. That is what is told over here. If LOS is in the TWI, LOS will be the nearest coastal state or UT. Sir, if POS is in the TWI, then POS will always be in the nearest coastal state or UT. The next one over here is, sir, EZ. EZ, always remember, EZ is a separate union territory, the name of which is other territory. And Baba, whenever from supposingly Delhi you entered and supplied to EZ, so it means from one state you are going in and supplying to a union territory, or might be from this UT, if you supply to the state of Delhi, then always remember it will always be interstate supply, supplying to an EZ or supply from an EZ. If you are supplying from other state or UT to EZ, or EZ, say if you are supplying to other state or UT, it will always be what, everyone? Interstate supply. And what will come? IGST. Supply to or fro EZ. EZ is another territory, and hence supply to or fro EZ will always be what, everyone? Interstate, and IGST will come. But sir, supposingly if there is any other oil field over here, and this oil field, say this oil field may supply is happening, it is within the union territory, and if within the union territory any transaction is happening, always remember it is intrastate, and intrastate pay always what will come, everyone? CGST and UTGST. Now one circular is over here. Circular goes ahead and talks about short-term accommodation, banqueting, conferencing ka service which are provided to what? SEZ. Always remember one thing: short-term accommodation, banqueting, conferencing services, etc., are services in relation to immovable property. So, supposingly, there is a supplier who is located, supplier ka location of supply is in Delhi, and there is a property which is there, which he is going ahead and renting out, basically the immovable property which he is going ahead and providing services of accommodation is also in Delhi. Then the place of supply will be in Delhi as per section number 12(3)(c), and Baba, it will always be intra, and you will go ahead and charge what, everyone? CGST and SGST. But sir, supposingly in the same state of Delhi, we have an SEZ which is there, and SEZ has taken this short-term banqueting services. Remember one thing: supplying to an SEZ as per section number 75B is always what, everyone? Intra or inter? Inter, and IGST should come. Now, sir, this guy will get confused whether to treat it as intra or to treat it as interstate. Then they went ahead and clarified over here that short-term banqueting accommodation services or conferencing services, when you are providing to SEZ, remember general provision 12(3)(c) of the IGST Act will not apply. Specific provision with respect to SEZ says section number 75B is a specific provision which says it will always be interstate supply, and always the specific provision will prevail over the general provision. Supplying to or by an SEZ unit is always interstate supply. I hope everyone is clear till here. Baba, I've gone ahead and given a note over here. What is LOS, what is LOR, etc. All the notes are written down. Clear, everyone? Sir, what is the most important point in this chapter? The most important point in this chapter to remember is the circular which is there, export of service ka definition, and you can read zero-rated supply, C-graded chapter. But you can read about zero-rated supply, you can read about circular, and you can read about the export of service. What are the sections we went ahead and learned in this chapter? We learned section number 7 of the IGST Act, interstate supply. Section number 8 of the IGST Act, intrastate. Section number 9, supplying to or fro, basically territorial waters of India. When you are supplying, location of supplier will be deemed to the nearest coastal state. If supply is in the territorial water, supplier location nearest coastal state. Place of supply in the territorial water, place of supply nearest coastal state. Section number 10, 11, 12 and 13, we will be learning relating to place of supply. 14, I went ahead and told you about OIDR. You remember, online information database access and retrieval service provider. His provisions who are supplying from outside India, OIDR, their provisions are in section number 14. Section number 15 is this tourist. Tourist ka discussion is section number 15. Section number 16 is zero-rated supply. Are we all clear till here, everyone? I'll stop my revision on the chapter of nature of supply. Done.